Welcome to the Empower Her podcast. I'm Deanna, an ex-corporate manager turned certified coach, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. My goal is to guide you and support you in understanding what you really want in life, what steps to take to get there, and learn to actually enjoy the ride. Whether you are climbing the corporate ladder, a stay-at-home parent, or an entrepreneur, I coach you on how to believe you are worthy of a balanced, happy, and energetically positive life in work and at home. My goal in this podcast is to help you recognize patterns, implement change, and use your energy for positivity within yourself and your own life. I believe you don't have to suffer in this lifetime. You can create a life on your terms based on what you want, regardless of what that looks like. It is about reframing your beliefs, letting go of negative thoughts, and looking at your life as a set of opportunities there for you. I'm so excited to get started. Hello, and welcome back to the Empower Her podcast. Happy fall, everybody. I didn't think I would be so excited about the fall season because I'm a summer girly through and through, but I'm super excited. And we have a really great fall-themed episode today. It'll make sense when I go into it, but I'm super excited to dive in. I think it's a really great topic that is going to help a lot of you, especially if you're excited about this time of year. There's a lot of really great changes. Before we get into the episode, I just want to remind everyone that my new program, Energy Blueprint, is up and live. This is the ultimate guide for neurodivergent and high achievers. This is the absolute last week to sign up. I will link it in the show notes. This program is meant for those of you who are neurodivergent, who are high achievers, who don't feel like they have good time and energy management. This is going to completely change the way that you manage your time and energy, and not in the typical way that other programs or other tools usually do, because the way I approach this is completely tailored to you. So even though this is a program, you're going to create a tailored approach to how your specific and unique energy works and how your time management works, how you need to set up your day, all the things. And you're going to learn this all in just 4 weeks. You don't even have to dedicate that much time every week, maybe about 2 hours with everything. It's going to completely transform the way you feel. You're going to be able to do more in less time, understand how you work best, and never feel burned out again. This is the ultimate energy hack program. All of the tips and tricks I have ever learned is in this program. This has been years and years and years in the making as someone who's really defined what their energy looks like and how to actually manage their energy and use it in the proper way. Everything is going to be in this program. I'm so excited for you to dive in and see what's happening. So make sure that you sign up ASAP because it's the absolute last week to sign up, and we're starting on October 1st, which is perfect for fall. We're starting fall on a good note, and come November, you're going to have a totally customized energy blueprint for yourself. So I'm so excited about it. I'm linking it in the show notes, so make sure you grab your spot. So as I mentioned, it's fall, and I thought it would be a great time to do a fall-themed episode. Everyone's talking about fall, pumpkin spice, all the things. And while I won't be talking about pumpkin spice specifically, I want to talk about fall and how to upgrade your life for fall. I feel like fall is such a great time because not only is it it's the start of a new season, and the start of a new season and like spiritually and physically like means change, right? But fall very much has that like back to school vibes, starting fresh, doing something new. And this is a really great time to look at your energy, look at your physical environment around you, and make some small changes that are going to make a big difference, right? It's the perfect time. We've just come off of summer. You wanted to be outside. It's been really hot, or you've just felt like chilling, right? And fall has come. Now is the time where the weather feels better. You're feeling a little cozier. You're doing more things at home. This is the time. So you may start to feel like you're craving routines. You may start to feel like you want to change things about the way you're working or things around the house. So I want to talk about 4 things that you can do to start preparing and use fall energy to your advantage. So let's talk about those right now. So the first thing is creating a morning and a night routine. You've probably heard me say this before, and I feel like this is the perfect time to do it. And I actually think, by the way, I always talk about creating a menu card for your morning and night routine, which is like having a list of things that you want to do, but then you can decide the morning and the night of like what it is out of that list that you want to do, like a menu. Like you go to a restaurant, there's a certain selection of foods on the menu, but you can pick which one you feel like eating at that time. It's the same thing. You can pick what nervous system regulation you want to do, what mindset work you want to do. You can pick what book you want to read, or if you want to do something else, right? There's going to be a menu. But the reason that fall is such a great time to create this is because in the summer, typically people have different routines just because of the nature of, the season that you're in the summer. It just feels a little bit different. And I think it's totally okay, by the way, to have different morning and night routines depending on the season. I think that's a great way to do it. So creating a morning and a night routine that's actually going to work for you and have you feeling your best. So when we think of creating a morning and a night routine, we want to think about something that works for you. Again, this is where it comes to that personalization. Everyone is different. So there's many things that you should really take into consideration. For example, what time you want to wake up, right? Then how much sleep do you need? What helps wind you down at night? What supports you in getting your day started? You have to start thinking about all those things that you want to incorporate, the things that you need, and then you can start adding things in that, for example, bring you joy, right? Maybe for you, sitting out on your patio for 15 minutes with your cup of coffee in the morning brings you joy. So you're going to make sure that in your morning routine, you have time set aside for that, right? Maybe you're someone that likes to read before bed for an hour, right? Then depending on when you need to go to sleep, you're going to create a routine at night that's going to be conducive to you being able to read, right? So you need to think about all of those things, and it shouldn't just be things that you have to do, quote unquote, like, getting dressed, doing your makeup, eating breakfast. Like, you should also think about things that bring you joy. I would recommend one thing at night that brings you joy as like a wind down in part of your night routine, and one thing in the morning that brings you joy. I guarantee it's also going to help your mood, especially if you're going in the office or you have negative energy towards work. That's really, really going to help you if you start to add things in that bring you joy. At the end of the day, while of course there are things in our life that we have to do or that are going to move the needle towards our goal, we also want to pack it with things that make us happy. We just do, right? And it's not about spending money. It's not about doing the most. Even just 5 minutes a day of something that brings you joy can make a massive, massive difference. So creating that morning and night routine that's going to be really, really helpful for you and something that's actually going to work for you. And in Energy Blueprint, we're actually going to be talking about your morning and night routine for an entire week within the program because it's so important. I'm going to give you a list of all the different tools that I love. I'm going to help you create your routine that works for you and really just guide you through that. So if you need another reason to sign up for Energy Blueprint, we are going to be talking about the morning and night routine in extreme detail in the program. So definitely sign up. The second thing that you can do in the fall to really get the fall vibes is declutter your home. Okay, this is the time. They talk about spring cleaning. Well, let's talk about fall cleaning. Okay, so maybe you have a pile of bills on the corner of your desk, or maybe you have a drawer that you've been ignoring and is becoming too much to handle, or maybe you have a bunch of old kitchen tools that you no longer use and they're constantly in the way, right? Look around your space and your home and tackle one area at a time, right? Look to see what no longer serves you. And again, this doesn't mean that spend an entire day and completely redo your home, right? That's not what I'm talking about. Just identify a few areas that look like they could use a little TLC and do that. And the thing is this is also going to help you feel spiritually more organized, and it's going to feel more like a fresh start, right? And that's really what fall's about. Fall's really great at bringing this vibe. So an example of what I did, I kind of talked about it, but I had my desk drawer like right next to my bed. So my like nightstand, I have 2 drawers in there, and one of them was just out of control. Like there was just so much crap in it. I felt like every time I opened it, and there were things in there that I actually needed. Like I kept, hand cream at night and my pen and my, notebook and like different things in there that I need. and I felt like it was just so cramped. I couldn't get it shut. It was annoying. So I sat down, and it was probably like a half an hour that it took me, and I cleaned it out, and now it's clean and it feels so much better. I had by the door, we have like hangers where I put all my purses. I felt like there was just too many purses on there. So I just left the ones that were like my everyday purses, and then I put all the other ones into my closet, like where my other bags are, just so that they weren't, totally in the way. I had another drawer in my kitchen. It was actually a cabinet that just was like where I just shoved everything, and it wasn't like it wasn't that it was full necessarily. It just was, everything was awkwardly put in there, and I just needed to basically declutter it. So these are just some examples of like small things that you can do. Again, you don't need to do an entire overhaul. That's not what I'm saying, but just look around, especially in your day-to-day, like if you have a desk that's cluttered, or just things that you use on a daily basis, or areas of your home that you're in a lot during the day and use, see if there's anything that you can declutter. And again, you don't have to do everything at once. Maybe pick one thing a week and just spend 15, 20, 30 minutes on it, right? And then by the end of October, if you do that every week, you're going to feel so much more organized. So definitely look to see what you can declutter around your space as well. The third thing is organize your closet. I feel like this is such a staple, but I really want to talk about why this is important and how you can do that. So obviously when a new season approaches, I know, unless you have like a massive closet, you often have to switch out your clothing, right, for the seasons. And this is a great time to do that. But thinking about not just switching it out, but actually looking at what it is that you wear and what it is that you like to wear. Now, this may be a trigger, so trigger warning for some people. Just from my own personal experiences, my weight has fluctuated a lot over the years. And there was a period 2 years ago, and since then I've been in a bigger body than I was previously. And I had a lot of clothes hanging in my closet that didn't fit me anymore. And I kept them there because I was ashamed, or I felt like, I wanted to see it as motivation, or I really liked the piece of clothing, and so I didn't want to, give it away or donate it or anything. But this was actually causing me, every time I looked in my closet to get dressed, to feel more stressed, because I saw so many clothes and I felt like, but like I can't wear anything because either they don't fit me or I don't like how it looks, right? And I couldn't visually see those things that actually did fit me and that did bring me joy. And so I really struggled with that over the last 2 years, but really built on, my self-love and how I feel about myself. And that's really led me to, being okay with being in a bigger body. And I think, I only bring this up because I think a lot of us go through this. And so I started removing clothes that didn't fit me anymore. And what I did is, because there are some pieces that I have that are sentimental, is I didn't, donate them. I put them in a box and they're under my bed. And when I feel ready to donate them, then I can, right? And at the end of the day, they're still there. So I still feel like they're there. But what I did this time as well is I just looked at my closet last week and I looked through everything. I tried on clothes, and anything that either didn't fit me or didn't feel good or too tight, or I felt like just wasn't my style, because I've really been working on my personal style lately, I put it in a pile to donate. And then whatever I wanted to keep that was sentimental, I put it in the box under my bed. So this is a really great time to do this. And now I look at my closet, like if I were to go in my closet right now, I'd be like, I have so many great things to wear, even though I technically have less clothing in my closet than I did 2 years ago, 5 years ago, even 10 years ago, right? Like I've gotten to a point actually where I don't even need to switch out my summer and my winter and clothes, because I've seriously gotten down to such like basics. Well, I mean, it's relative. My partner wouldn't think they're basics, but for me, as a female who likes clothes, I got down to the basics, and it's been such a good feeling, because I know that every piece of clothing I have fits me, looks good, I feel good in it, and I'm going to look my best in it. So this is a really great time to organize your closet and just really see what works and what doesn't. And again, trigger warning, but you know, your clothes, you shouldn't have to fit into your clothes. Your clothes should fit you. So really take this time to do the self-love, do the self-work, and see what you can remove from your closet that really isn't bringing you joy, that isn't giving you what you need, because you deserve to feel amazing and beautiful in everything that you're wearing. So really take that into consideration when you're looking at your closet and see what you can remove and donate, right? There's a lot of people who, need the clothes. So think of it that way, as like you're helping and contributing to other people, hopefully getting some amazing pieces. So that's another way to look at it as well. And the fourth thing that I think is such a great thing to add in or do for the fall vibes is implement one new habit. Okay, this is such a great time to do this. This can be part of your morning and night routine or just in general, but this is a really great time to implement one new habit. In the summertime, we usually have different routines. People are traveling, it's just not the same vibe. When in the summer, my sleep schedule was a little bit different. I was going out a lot more in the summer. There was vacation, spending time with family. I didn't really have that very structured, specific routine, which by the way, is totally fine. Enjoy your life. But now that I'm back, in the fall grind and back in and having these goals, now is a really great time to implement new habits. So the way you want to implement new habits, because you don't want to just randomly implement something, is you want to think about what your goals are. You want to think about what you want to achieve. And then find one habit that you can implement that's actually going to move the needle for your goals, right? So let's say that you want to start waking up earlier, right? So your goal could be wake up 10 minutes earlier for a week and see how it goes. Maybe your goal is to be more active and move your body more. Okay. So your goal is walk an extra 10 minutes on your way home from work. Maybe get off at the metro stop earlier so you can walk. Maybe go outside with your dog for an extra 10 more minutes than you normally do. See something small that you can add. Maybe you're feeling anxious, right? And your goal is to minimize anxiety. So you decide to do 5 minutes of breath work when you wake up in the morning, right? Do you see how these are all really small habits? I think the mistake people make and I talk about this all the time and that's why New Year's resolutions don't work, because people make these big goals for themselves, but it's not realistic. Your brain isn't wired to be able to implement these big goals on a whim and expect yourself to succeed. So you want to start with small things. Think one habit or something that takes 5 or 10 minutes. Implement it, see how it goes for 1 or 2 weeks, and then eventually it's going to become second nature. And then after it becomes second nature, boom, that's when you're going to add another habit. And then another 2 weeks, another habit. And in 6, 7, 8 weeks time, right? 2 months, we're going to come to that. If you started and every 2 weeks you implemented a new habit from now until the end of the year, think about how different of a person you would be come January 1st. It's absolutely incredible, right? It would be incredible. So think about it that way as well. And then something else you can do, which I talk about all the time, is habit stacking. So this is when you combine multiple habits like walking and listening to a podcast together, cooking and watching an educational YouTube video, maybe cleaning your apartment, listening to a podcast, or being on the phone with a friend because you don't have time, other times of the day to talk to them. It's combining multiple habits together so that you can be more efficient. This is a really, really great time to do this. So I hope that these were helpful. I know that so many of you love fall. I used to hate fall. I'll be so for real. And I think the reason is because for me, when summer was over and fall started, it sort of signified winter coming, but I've chosen to embrace the good vibes. Okay. I'm choosing to be happy about fall, because in actuality, if winter didn't come after fall, I wouldn't have a problem. It's winter that I have the issue with, and the darkness that I have an issue with, but that's neither here nor there. The real thing in this situation, and if you're someone that also doesn't like fall, or if you don't like other seasons, is try to find the positive in that season. So I am trying to find the positive in fall. I'm loving the cooler weather because it was extremely hot here in the 90s and hundreds for weeks on end, and it was very uncomfortable living in a big city. I just really appreciate being able to sleep better because of it. I'm just feeling like I have more energy as a result. I love the warm drinks, the cozy feeling, wearing cute outfits. So I'm choosing to embrace the positive. And, today we just went through some of the 4 things that you can do to embrace fall vibes. So I hope that that was helpful. I hope you take some of these and implement it. If you do, let me know on Instagram in the DMs. I would love to hear that. And just as a reminder, don't forget to sign up for Energy Blueprint this week. It is the absolute last week to sign up for Energy Blueprint. So make sure you sign up this week and grab your spot. It's going to be in the show notes. I hope you all have an amazing week, an amazing start to fall, sending you so much love and positive energy. And I'll catch you in the next episode. And if you love this episode, don't forget to follow the podcast and leave a review. And of course, you can follow me at Coach Deanna DeBolt on TikTok and Instagram. I'll catch you next time.